Did you know the biggest failure can come dressed as success? Long ago, there was a young woman who worked as a nurse in a large hospital. Her mentor, an experienced doctor, taught her to listen carefully to every patient, never make hasty decisions, and constantly expand her medical knowledge. 15 years later, the doctor retired, and the young woman became an expert nurse herself. She continued her work with the same dedication and diligence she had been taught. One day, she visited her former mentor. The old doctor noticed she seemed troubled and asked what was wrong. The young woman sighed and opened her heart. "I have followed your guidance all these years. I spend time with every patient, understand their pain. I know I have done good work at the hospital. But what I don't understand is this. Other nurses who lack my experience have all moved forward, while I remain exactly where I was before." The old doctor asked, "Are you certain you are essential to the hospital?" The young woman nodded. "Yes." The doctor began pacing the room to think. After some time, she turned to the young woman. "You should take a week off using whatever reason you prefer. The time has come for you to make time for yourself." The young woman was surprised by this advice, but the more she considered it, the more sense it made. She thanked her teacher and quickly went to request time off. When she returned to work after her time off, management called her in. They explained that many problems arose during her absence. Patients specifically asked about her, wondering where she was. Recognizing her importance, management promoted her to senior nurse. The young woman was thrilled with her mentor's wisdom. Surely, she thought, this is the secret to success. From that point forward, whenever the young woman felt she deserved more, she would take time off. When she returned, conditions would improve. This pattern continued for months. One day, the young woman discovered she had been removed from her senior nurse position. To her shock, she learned her employment had been terminated. She couldn't believe it. Not knowing what else to do, she returned to her mentor. "Why did I lose my job?" she asked with wounded pride. "Didn't I do everything you instructed?" "Actually, you did not," the old doctor shook her head. "You heard only half the lesson. You understood immediately that what is always present is taken for granted. Only when it disappears do people suddenly notice and realize they've been overlooking it. You were so eager to apply this understanding that you left before hearing the second half." It began to dawn on the young woman that perhaps she had made a grave mistake. What was the second half? The mentor spoke slowly to emphasize her point. The second half, more important than the first, is the realization that if something disappears repeatedly, sooner or later it will be replaced with something more reliable. Who wants something they cannot depend upon? Look at life, at your own life. Do you have friends and family members you take for granted? What happens if one day they are no longer there? Don't wait for such a day to suddenly realize how important they are. Give thanks today that they are in your life. And don't allow yourself to be taken for granted. But at the same time, do your work and don't stop everything just because things aren't going your way. Find balance in life. consistent presence, and reliability. This is true power. Your value comes from your work, not from your absence. Remember, the world remembers those who show up consistently, not those who disappear. If this story taught you something, share it forward. And remember, true success lies in being dependable. Keep watching and stay blessed.